Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm Rohit. Today we will talk about the continuation part of the application development. So today we will mainly focus on two topics. One is the business rule, another is the notification. So I'll tell you that how we can build the business rule in the scope applications and how we can use that the notification through the business rule. So basically we'll cover these two parts, business rule and notification today. But notification can be triggered in a multiple way. Today we'll talk about one of the particular way that from business rule how we can trigger the notification. So before we start that, I'll tell you that what is our use case for today. So in our patient record, when I click the new record or whenever anyone come to that in maybe for as a patients, so they put the name and the date of join maybe today and then submit that, right? At that time I want to send a notification for a particular person, and then the created by should be put the created by name should be populate by the current logged in user. Okay, so let's get started. So first of all, we already created in our previous sessions patients record form layout, right? Where we created two, three records. So today I'll create one more record called one more field called state. As you know, the state field is by default available for your if you are extending from the task table, but this is a custom application and we have not extend this table to any of this global application. So let's first create a field called the type is choice, and then I am going to put that choice fields here, and the choice name should be, I can put the state. The name is state, and default value we are going to define here. So first value is the new, second is in progress, and third value is complete. We can update this phase later. So for making sure, I'm putting the value 1, 2, this value is making as 2 and 3 to make it numeric. Okay, and then I am setting that the default value as a new. So whenever the record will be created, the default value will be a new. Okay, and that's it, it's done. I'm going to create one more field that is called closed by. So we'll come to this point later. So I'm just creating on my case use cases. You can put the fields as per your requirement, but I'm building the requirement and putting that one. So I'm creating one more field called reference field called closed by. Although the created and closed by is already there, but that is not a reference field. So for our demonstrate the business rule and all those steps, I am setting that. Okay, so let's build that. So I am here putting a reference fields called closed by, and the name putting a closed by. The reference field is I am putting that cease user. Okay, that's it. Maybe we can create a new sections here, and then in these sections I'll put the closed by in the right side and created by in the left side. Okay, here I'll move that date of join in the left side. We'll do that designing part later. Okay, so here is our use case. So first of all, I'll send a notification once the incident will be created. Okay, so so once that record will be created, I will send a notification to a particular member, and the created by name should be populated with the whoever is record will be created. And then once someone change the state to complete, the complete by name will be populated, who will be updated that record. Okay, so here is that use case. So let's first go back to these forms and refresh that and see how it looks like. So right now you can see this is a sections, and this sections is calling as a new sections because we have not put any name. Okay, we can put that system details. Okay, and here we can make these fields again read only because we don't want to anyone to update these fields. So created by and closed by will be absolutely read only. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, our requirement is that whenever any of these patient will become to that hospital, the hospital management team will be create a record here, and we should be send a notification to particular person. Okay, for example, I'll send Abel tutor in my system, but we can send any user. Okay, so notification can be triggered in a multiple way. Okay, so for our case today we will do that through the business rule first of all. Okay, I'll show you the two ways one by one depending on the user criteria. So let's do that. Okay, so I'm clicking a create new application from the left side, and here I am putting that notification and selecting and click the create. So you can see it is coming in a tabbed way. So in a studio you can create multiple tabs. Okay, so here I should put the name. So our case is the name should be hospital entry. Okay, and then here is the table name you need to define. First of all, we are defining that patient record, that is our table name, and when we should trigger or when we should run this notification. In our case there is a many way, as I mentioned. Our case, first of all I am showing you without the business rule, and the next steps I will show you with the business rule. So first steps I am showing you without the business rule. Okay, so here I don't need to change these steps. It will be the record insert or update, and I should select the insert. So whenever the record will be insert, I should trigger a notification to a particular person, or maybe I can create a fields from there only also. So particular person, and then I can't send a notification. Okay, so let's do that. So who will receive in these sections? I need to select any particular user or email address. Okay, so I'm putting here abc@gmail.com, or else I can select any particular user here, or else I can select particular fields. Okay, all right, and then what will be contains in this case? Here you have the email template, so you don't need to change here. You need to put the subject here. In our case, we'll put the subject is that new patient record created. So we are going to send a particular email address with the new patients created, and here whatever message body we need to put, we can put. For example, the right side you can see all these fields will be available. For our case, the name, and then we can put that date of join, and then we can put that created by. So you can see this is created by, so we don't need that. We need actually the reference one, created by. So it's a you created by. Okay, and submit. So it means that whenever a record will be created to this hospital management system, it will be sent a notification to particular email address. The email address is, we actually mentioned that somehow. Let's add that and save. So it will be sent to abc@gmail.com, and then with all the details. Okay. And second thing, what do we want to do? Remember, we want to update created by as the current logged in user. So this value can be populated in a different way. For example, I am creating a business rule to populate that. Later I will tell you that what else we can do. So I am going to create a new business rule. Here, click new, and through the business rule I will populate that the current logged in user to the created by. Okay. So here is the thing. So I put the name, and here I should select the table, and select advanced. So when I want to trigger that business rule during the insert, and which field I need to be populate, the field name is nothing but created by. So let's copy the field name u underscore created by, that is the field. I'll copy that field name and come to here, type current dot field name equal to gs dot get user id. So here is the thing. Current means that current form we are referring, and then whatever field we want to put the value, that field name we have to select. For example, we want to populate the created by, and then what value we want to put, the current logged in user. To get the current logged in user, we should put the gs.getUserID. We'll expertise these things later, so let's save that. Okay, so our case, our current business rule is ready, and the notification is ready. Okay, so let's refresh these forms and create a record. So Rohit, maybe example, date of joined, we can select that today's date, and then submit. So two things should be happens. Once we create that, created by name should be automatically populated. That is happening through a business rule that we just recently created in our this update patient record, right? And secondly, it should send a notification that we just recently built to as a abc@gmail.com, right? So it should send a notification with the new patient record created, right? So let's go back to the email sections, and jet to a created on, and you can see the new patient record is created, that emails is triggered and it's delivered. I can just click the preview and see that how the email is generated. So you can see name Rohit, date of join, today's date, and created by system administrator. That's how the emails looks like. Okay. So next thing is that what else we can do. If you see this business rule, there are a when condition. It's have the before after async display. I'll come this part one by one. So today we created a before, because why we created the before? Because I want to set some value before it's setting to the submit. or before it's hitting to the server. So it means that before the record is created, or before the record is getting updated, I want to set some value. So that's why I created that. I put the business rule as a before, right? So as I mentioned, the notification can be triggered in two ways. The first way is that we can directly put the conditions when as an insert, right? The condition is insert, and then from there we can, even if you want to put some condition like state is new or date of joining is not today's date, we can put those condition, and then who will receive, and then what will content, that we can define here. So that is the one way. Second way, we will send another value. Okay, so let's do that. So here I am going to again create a new field called update by, although I know that there are already fields there, but I am creating to demonstrate the demo basically. Okay, so let's go back to our studio again and click the forms, and I am going to create one more reference here, and then that name is update by. I'm putting that u underscore update by, and reference table is sys user table. And making as a read only, and save that. Okay, now next things what I want, so suppose this state is changes to the in progress state, right? I should send a notification to particular person, or I should send a notification to particular organizations that the patient's state is in progress or something like that. Okay, so let's do that. And at that time I want to send a notifications. Okay, for that what you can do, so in this case, in our previous case, we directly build the notifications. Similarly, we can do the same way. We can click the update one and then put the condition. But for the demonstration purpose, I am showing that another way how that you can send a notifications. Okay, so I'm clicking a create application file, and then here I am putting that event and click the new event. So what is the event? Event is nothing but event can be triggered on a specific from event can be triggered from the business rule or any of the script, server side script, and from the event we can perform certain actions. Even we can trigger a notifications. Okay, so what I am going to do, that you can see the event name is access underscore hospital is there already. I should put only the suffix called notification. So this will be used for our notification, and the table is, I would say, hospital. Okay, submit. So this event is created for us. So now this event will be triggered in a particular conditions. Okay, so let's trigger this event first, then we will talk about that how from event how we can trigger the notification. So click create new, and I am going again put the business rule and create new, and this time I'll select hospital. Okay, and then I'll trigger the events. Okay, so first of all, when I want to trigger the event, so whenever any update will be happen and the state is in progress, then in that time I want to trigger the event. So to trigger the event, what I have to do, gs dot add gs dot event queue, and these have 3 parameters. Okay, so what I will do, the first I should put the event name. So this is our event name. Secondly, we should put a record. I'm putting the current, and then we can pass any of these value from the parameters. Like we can pass some values, right? So we are going to pass anything, like any value. I'm just putting that current dot number. So we'll pass as a first parameter is a number, and second parameter will pass nothing. It's just actually a static value is nothing. Okay. So when this business rule will be triggered, the business rule will be triggered in the state is in progress, and it will be via a event called nothing event called hospital notifications, and then from the event we can trigger the notification or whatever the things. We'll do that steps later, right? And here you can put the after, right? Why I'm putting the after? If the state is in progress after saving to the server side, after whenever hit the server side, after that I want to trigger. Maybe before submitting there could be some restriction which cannot be submit, right? In that case we are putting the after. Okay, so let's save this event first and this business rule also. Okay, now I'll go here this patient record and change the state is from new to the in progress, and say that it should it should change to that it should trigger a notifications, or not, sorry, it should trigger a event. So to see that event you need to go to the event logs. Okay, from the events log, if you get to a created on, and you can see one event is triggered, that is called name is hospital, and then these have 2 parameters. First parameter showing the name, and the second parameter is showing nothing. That's a static value. So from this event we can trigger a emails. Okay, so what we can send the emails, right? So let's do that. Here I'll go to the studio. Instead of nothing, I'll pass the state. Okay, current dot whatever, what is the value state, right? Current dot state. Okay, so the business rule will trigger the current dot name and current dot state, right? All right, and then we should create a notification. So here the business rule I just sent that is not new. So whenever the state will not be new, and in that time I will trigger either it is closed or it is in progress, whatever, doesn't matter, I'll send a notifications. Okay, so go back to that and create a new application file and type the notification, right? And then create a new. Here I will type that record updated. Okay, and I should type the table name is hospital. Now see these times we should select that event is fired, and that time I should select that. Okay, and here I should select this event name x underscore, this is the event name. Who will receive? In that case I can select a particular email address called abc@gmail.com. This user should be notified, and then Here we can mention that patient record got updated. Okay, and then whatever fields you need you can add here, like name, um, then date of join. Okay, and then created by, that's it for the same, like same, and save. Okay, and this time also you can add the states even. So let's add the state also here. So what is the current state that will the use the person will get notified. So I'll put that as a state here and save. So it means that as per our assumptions, whenever the state will be changes not in any progress other states, it should notify. So if I turn and complete and save, it should trigger a emails and it should trigger a event. Okay, so first let's go back here and refresh that. You can see the emails is triggered, and email is triggered a event from a event. It is triggered from a events, and I can preview that emails and I can see the records, right? State is complete, the name is Rohit, right? So that is the one. So today we discuss two topics mainly focused: the business rule. It's not a complete steps, but we go through the business rule day by day. We'll put those details, and secondly, we talk about the notification, how we can trigger the notification. Third thing I really want, if you see that if I go to the incident, there is a one field auto populated field called INC001. In this our case, it is not showing like that, right? So we need to do that one. So let's go to the form again and create a field called string field on the top. Okay, and move this date of joining this right side, and this field's name will be, I can put the number. Okay, and I'm making as a read only and save that. So number field will be there, and number field will be pre-populated every time, automatically pre-populated. Let's refresh that. You can see the number field will be pre-populated, and it will be a read only. So let's go back and configure dictionary from here, or else you can go to these tables, and from the tables you can select that columns, that is the number columns, and then from there only you can set that the attribute. What we have to do that, you have to go to the advanced view for that dictionary or for that particular fields. Okay, and go to the default value, and you have to select the use dynamic default value and select a uh, get next padded number and update. And one more thing we have to do, that is called create a number maintenance. So it is not coming here. You can go back to here and type number maintenance and create a number maintenance record here called hospital patient record, and here you can prefix like PR and then submit. Okay, all right. Now if I go to the hospital management and create a new record, you can see this number is started with the PR 1001. So every time you will create a new record, it will be increased, keep increasing. If I click create new one again, you can see the number is keep going increasing. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope we'll continue our next session. Thank you very much. Have a great